Hi everyone, welcome back to GameMaker Cast. It's Mickey, and in this video tutorial I want to take a look at timers in GameMaker Studio 2. I currently have 3 rooms set up, and I'll start off with the room gun. In here we have an object, and if we take a look at the object, you can see that we have a step event. If we're pressing any key in our step event, it runs this script right here, and all that script does is it will instantiate a bullet at the gun's location, and the bullet itself will move to the right of the room, and then once the X position is bigger than the room width, it gets destroyed. So if we run our game, we can see this in action. Once this pops up, I'll just press any key and the gun will start firing. So you can see this is just an automatic fire, and what we want to do is use timers so we can have some sort of firing method like this. So what I'm going to do is I will close everything, including the room gun, and I'm going to pull up the timer here, room timer, and just place it above gun so we can run it in the correct order. Now in here we have a gun timer object. If we take a look at this code here, you can see that we have the step event, and once we press any key, we run the shoot script. Now what we want to do with this one is we want to add a timer into here. So in the events, we'll create a new event, and it'll be a create event, and in here we want the rate of fire, and what we can do is we can set it to, let's say, half a second. Now how we can do this is we could say we want to take our room speed times 0.5. So currently my room speed, I believe, is set to 60 frames per second, and we can check that out in options and main. Right here, the game frames per second is set to 60. So that means within this gun itself, it's going to be 60 times 0.5, which will give us half a second. So once the rate of fire has been set, I want another variable to tell me if I am able to shoot my gun. So I'll say can fire equals true. So I'll set it to true at the start just so we can shoot our gun. Now in the step event, we can use if any key has been checked on the keyboard, and let's make 2 if statements here. We'll say and also if can shoot is equal to true, then we want to shoot our weapon. And what I'm going to do underneath is also can shoot equals false. So now if I run this game, I'm going to hold down the button, and it looks like we got our first error, if can shoot. Okay, not set before reading it. I think I named it can fire. Alright, there we go. Let's run it one more time, and if I press any button, I see I got 1 bullet, but I can't shoot anymore. So what we're going to do is we're going to utilize the timer that we're setting up here. So we're going to use the rate of fire to fire off a timer, and we can do this by saying alarm set, and the number of the alarm that we want to set, we'll just use 0, and we want to set it for the rate of fire, which is half a second. Now because I'm setting the alarm 0, I'll have to add that event, alarm 0, and in here all I want to do is I want to change this can fire back to true. So I can say can fire equals true, and now I can play my game, and if I hold down the button every half a second, I will get a bullet. So what this means for us is we can come in here and we can change this rate of fire. We could say to every 25th of a second, and we can come in, and if we hold it down, you can see it fires a lot quicker. So that is one way we can do timers here, and we could also clean this up by using the can fire inside this if statement. So if keyboard check any key and we are allowed to fire, then we can do this information here, and we could also even move this into the script, but I'm going to keep it where it is for now because we're going to use that script in just another minute. The other way we can do it is a manual timer. Whoops. So I'm going to move this above. So inside the room manual, we have another gun object, and this one is the gun manual. If we edit the object, once again, you'll see that we just have a step here. Okay, now let's say we're using a whole bunch of timers and we've already used up all these alarms. Well, what are we going to do now? Well, we can use a manual timer. So what that means is we can create our own timer events. Inside the create function, we'll have a rate of fire, and in here we'll say room speed times 0.5, just like we did before. So we have a rate of fire, and now I also need something to keep track of the current timer that we're on. So we know that we can fire every half a second. So let's create another variable. This may be not the correct variable name, but you know what? That's fine for now. We'll just say current rate of fire, and that's going to equal the rate of fire that we originally set it at. Now the reason we're doing this is because we will subtract 1 from every time we're trying to fire, and once we hit 0, we'll reset it to the rate of fire above. So you can have different names here. There's probably a better way to do this. But what we'll do is, let's see, and we'll say can fire equals true. Okay, so in the step event, we'll say if any key, and we are allowed to fire, then we'll shoot, and we'll say can fire equals false. And let me just go back and grab that variable. We'll say the current rate of fire is going to be equal to our maximum rate of fire. Okay, and now if we do this, we're going to shoot once. Let's just try it out. We'll shoot once and then we won't be able to shoot anymore. Alright, just like expected. Now if I close this, we need a way to turn this can fire back to true. So in here, we could say current rate of fire minus equals 1. So we're taking 1 away every frame of our game. Then we'll say if the current rate of fire is less or equal to 0, then we want to say can fire equals true. And I think that's it. Actually, what we'll do is if we're not less or equal to 0, then we will take away -1. So if we walk through this, the keyboard check and can fire will be false, and current rate of fire will not be 0, so we'll take away 1. We'll keep doing it each frame, and then once we hit 0 or less, can fire will be set to true, and then we won't be doing this anymore, and we'll be waiting for a shot. So let's try this. Now that we've talked through it, let's hold down the button, and you can see it's working just fine. And just like before, in the create event, we can come in here and we could say 25. And if we run our game once more, you'll see that this speeds up quite a bit, just like before. Now, the benefit of doing it this way is we can have state machines in our step event, and also we're not limited to the 12 alarms that we have here. I know there's quite a bunch, but maybe if you're making a bigger game, you may have you may run into the issue where you don't have enough alarms. Anyway, so that is 2 different ways that we can use timers in GameMaker Studio. I'd like to thank you for watching and hope to see you in the next video.